it's important for me to create a world for myself. That's how I see it.
Here is my masterpiece. Now you might think, Philipp, you see yourself as 3 circles, and it's been my lucky number, grouping things into 3 sets, finding 3 things to do. So, in terms of focus, right now, the biggest things in my life would be commerce, and that's just what I'm doing through computer science itself, and really just the theoretical base elements that really give me a different perspective on life, and my music, which really gives me meaning, I guess, to sort of my soul, and it makes me feel really good. They give me drive, so anytime that I look at this image, or anytime that I drive, it just brings back all those thoughts and experiences that I have of why I need to do it, and it's really a symbol.
Start with the heart. Represents how I love and how generous I am and how much love I can give to many people around me. The crown in the middle represents my morals and my standards that I hold dearly to me. And the flower represents my delicate side and my sensitive side.
As you can see, I wrote me right there. I think a lot of people would find me very attractive in their life, but a lot of people would also find me very repulsive. Not saying I'm really moody, but maybe my personality has some sides of both the polar opposites.
I see myself as a very helpful, loving, caring person, and I see myself as the kind of person that is always there for my friends. Like, I hope that my friends know that they can always come to me, so therefore that's why I drew my hand in the back, and then my friend's hand kind of like palm in palm, and the heart to represent like me being there for my friends and my loved ones.
Self-care to me is just understanding what my body, my soul, my brain needs, and then giving it those things, and then trying to grow myself. So
Being able to accept yourself for all of your flaws and all of your good qualities.
Total and utter acceptance.
Just doing those little things that are going to make you feel good about yourself.
Discipline equals freedom. The biggest thing is being disciplined and setting things down as goals that you grow towards. So for me, I like to wake up at 4:30 in the morning, right? Every day, make my bed, eat, just really prime myself and get ready for the rest of the day so that I can complete all of my challenges, all those activities. And if I'm really feeling powerful and strong from the very beginning, right, that means I can just take everything on.
I love to go to the gym, participate in physical activity, because it really just makes me feel like I'm becoming a healthier, happier person.
It's all up here, it's all mental. What I've encountered is sometimes when you're getting really, really negative thoughts, whether that's about, you're getting down on yourself, about something that you've done, something that you messed up on, it's really just positive thinking. For every negative thing that you think about, I'm sure you can find 3 things about yourself that you like, 3 things about your life that are positive. So for me, it's just finding getting that ratio of positive to negative thoughts.
Through singing, because I absolutely love to sing, and probably dance. Whenever you're having a bad day, just put on some music, dance your ass off, and it'll always be like a really good time.
In the terms of self-acceptance, I think the biggest challenging period in my life was definitely high school, as I can imagine it is for a lot of people. Growing up gay in a small place wasn't the best experience, because you would look around at your friends and realize that you were in a way different. So also being at that age not willing to really open up about your sexuality to a lot of people makes you feel kind of isolated, and I never really felt like I would fit in. But it was just a point in my life where I did feel like I was the best version of myself. I didn't feel like there was really any outlets for me to really accept myself, or really anyone to follow in that regard.
For a variety of reasons. Big reasons are, for example, body image. There have been a lot of times in my life where I just put myself down, or I was always negative about my body or just myself. It affected my mood and really everything that I did. School, work, family functions, like everything. With my friends, I didn't want to go out. I would change the way I dress because I wanted to hide myself. And even though there's nothing really wrong with me, I just felt that I was never good enough for anyone, including myself. And it really, really, really had an effect on my entire life.
When I was in high school and I suffered an injury, specifically a brain injury that pulled me out of school, also isolated me from my friends during the very, very long recovery process. I failed the 10th grade, a lot of bad things happened, and it manifested itself. By the end of it, it was more a mental illness than it was a physical brain injury. So it was kind of like two things to overcome in one. Those are two things that have a very strong relationship with each other.
One thing that I've struggled with kind of my whole life is education. So I actually have a learning disability. It's called audiovisual processing. Then going into high school is definitely when most of the challenges, I would say, came in. There was a lot of in a way self-doubt, because I would always stress a lot about my assignments and if I'm able to do it, and if I'm able to write properly, and if I'm gonna get that good grade for university and whatever. And it got to the point where my guidance counselors at my high school were recommending me to go to a college instead of a university because of my learning disability, and saying that it would be easier for me.
What I did really to overcome that is I tried to focus on not myself so much, things that would take my mind off of it, really. So I was a gymnast at that point. I taught hip-hop, dance, and I was on the student council. So there were a lot of all of these things that I was doing sort of to give my mind and focus to those things. And there's a really cool thing that begins to happen when you do that. When you focus on things outside of yourself, that desperation, that feeling of sadness, really, at the end of the day, you don't really have time for it. You're just like, damn man, that was a hard day at the gym, like I need to sleep, right? So whenever you're in that sort of mind frame, life becomes a lot easier, and especially anytime that you're working towards a goal, right? Not to say that the journey isn't worth the process, because you definitely want to be liking the process to get there, but having something to look up to in your life just makes it a worthwhile journey. Channeling that energy into something more productive.
Really try to keep my health and my mental health, my physical health, my nutrition always in check. And I feel that really helps me just accept how things are and continue to move forward. And when I see results, for example, at the gym or with my nutrition, I go to the doctor, I get checkups, I'm feeling good, I'm feeling healthy.
After my brain had healed, I was still suffering from some some mental issues after that. And finding a new passion for fitness is what really brought me out of that. It helped my brain because exercise is good for the brain, but it's also good for your mental health to stay focused on a new passion. It's something that brought me out of a really dark time, and it's something that I still practice today, not just because of that, but for a number of benefits. I think it's a lot easier to pretend to be somebody else, pretend to be a perfect person, pretend to be somebody who you're not. I think it takes a lot more courage to be completely true to yourself.
Everyone just judges. When you rise above the societal norms and what society tells you to think and how it thinks you should look and feel, it takes a lot of courage.
I think it takes courage because I feel like we live in a society now where we don't really accept ourselves, but we want to be like somebody else, right? If we go on Insta, right, we see all these things that we want to be, that we hold in high value, high regard, that we want to be like. Knowing what makes you happy, what makes you good, and what works for you. You're doing what you're doing for yourself with the best intentions.
It all begins with acknowledging your positive aspects of yourself, but also acknowledging your flaws and accepting them.
But in the end, you're a much happier person. You're taking care of yourself and your mental health.
It could be hard at times, but then when you sit down and think about it, you'll be like, damn, I love myself. This is pretty cool.
Happiness is the most important thing in life. You only live once.
I guess to love is that's the whole spectrum of life right there. And love is a focal point for humans, like from birth to death, sort of what we're here for in a lot of ways, for love and interaction with other people and self-love and loving others and getting to a place where you're not afraid of who you are and you can open up and sort of, it's just an ecstatic expression.
Acceptance takes courage.
Always remember
To love yourself.
Hashtag acceptance takes courage, love yourself, respect yourself,